Welcome back to GA103, Week 2 presentations. For this presentation, we will continue talking about color, color characteristics, color mixture, color usage, and the effects of color.
We find many color choices on the computer. 24-bit computer graphics make over 16 million possible colors, which is more than the human eye can see. These colors are made out of combinations of red, green, and blue-violet. This is why the color mode of our monitors is RGB versus CMYK. There are two color specification systems used in design, CMYK and RGB. We just discussed the RGB color space. CMYK is used in printing and consists of cyan, magenta, yellow, and black. This is the color mode of our desktop printers and the default setting for most software. We see that colors appear differently on a computer monitor compared to print. As we mentioned, our monitor's multimedia or web design uses the red, green, and blue RGB system. We often find color prejudices and color combinations in nature and design. We often use color to describe emotion. Review the following colors. Consider, what do the following colors mean to you? Yellow, red, black, white, and blue. We also find advancing and receding colors. Warm hues, reds and yellows, seem to advance towards us, and cool colors, blues and greens, seem to recede away from us. Strong contrast in value or hue suggests spatial separation. Weak contrast in value or hue suggests spatial proximity. We see those demonstrated here. Subjective color is the use of color to create a certain effect rather than to portray the apparent local color of a scene from the world or our experience. This image goes against what we think each of these items should be. We often experience different forms of color interaction. We have simultaneous contrast, which is where complementary colors seem to intensify each other and vibrate along charred edges. We also see a negative afterimage. If we stare at a highly saturated color for a while, then look at a white area, an illusion of its complement will appear. Stare at this image, then move to the next slide. We also see optical color mixtures. Optical mixing is juxtaposing patches of paint or differing hues to coax the viewer's eye to mix them visually. This is often done by pointillist painters, which place dots of unmixed colors on or near each other. From a distance, they blend to create new color sensations. They used middle mixtures, where three analogous colors relate to each other as parent and child. The third contains equal parts of the first two. We see that technique demonstrated here. On the left, we see optical mixing, and on the right, middle mixtures. Next, we will discuss value. Value is the degree of lightness or darkness reflected from a surface. Values can be made up of midtones or slight gradations from light to dark. Here we see a gray scale value scale. Notice how we go from pure white to pure black. Value scales are achieved by using the Weber-Fechner theory. To get equal arithmetic steps, paint must be mixed geometrically. For example, amount of black in 1 unit of white should be added for the second step, 2 units of white for the third, and so on. Another technique used is toning. which is when you choose to work on a surface that has been given an all-over mid-value rather than the stark whiteness of a prepared canvas. Optical mixtures are also used to create a variety of graded media. Optical mixtures are when you vary the amount of whites and blacks juxtaposed to create the illusion of shades of gray. Continuous tone is when solid or infinite gradations of values rather than the illusion of values. Each of these images are showing us optical mixtures and the use of continuous tone images.